With that, Peggy Bennett is joining us, Minnesota State Representative, as well as a Minnesota gubernatorial candidate. Great to see you, State Rep. Thank you for coming on this Friday. What are your thoughts on that report? And again, DHS, ICE having to constantly put out statements, hey, here is who we're going after. Here is their rap sheet.
Exactly. And thank you for having me on. And this is what we need. We need to take these people off the streets. Unfortunately, in Minnesota, they've been let go time and time again without cooperating with ICE. We're having issues now. This is a bad thing, but it's a good thing that we're getting these criminals off the streets, keeping people safer.
Let me ask you this, State Rep, if I can. It's something that's actually happening today, and it may have already begun. This day of what is being called the Day of Truth and Freedom, or the Day of Action protest, and it's calling for I believe in the state of Minnesota, specifically Minneapolis, no work, no school, no spending. So it's an economic blockout. You can't shop, you can't dine, you can't go work, you can't go to school. This is all protesting ICE. Have you seen that? Have you heard others, maybe constituents, talking about it? What's your reaction to that?
I have heard it, and in my area in southern Minnesota, people are disgusted with this. Why do we want to keep these criminals on the streets? That's what these people are promoting, which is ridiculous. People want criminals off the streets. The people who are here illegally, who are criminals, should be gone. And these people who are protesting this, it's incomprehensible. And the other issue is we have activist judges in Minnesota who are not allowing these arrests to happen. And that's got to stop. We need more transparency for these judges. We need to have a recall process in place for these judges because they're not following the Constitution. That's a huge issue.
Yeah, pushing back against ICE with an economic blackout happening there in Minnesota. And it's not just that happening today. It was what happened at that church in St. Paul. Disturbing the service, stopping the service, the protesters, making the worshipers flee the scene. And you've seen the Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bavino speaking out about this. So far, we know this about the church. 3 agitators, Nakima Levi Armstrong, Chantil Louisa Allen, William Kelly, all under arrest for their alleged participation in this violation. But one name who's missing is former CNN host and commentator Don Lemon. Late last night, Lemon releasing this defiant statement. Listen.
Look, I stand proud and I stand tall. This is not a victory lap for me because it's not over. They're going to try again, and they're going to try again. And guess what? Here I am. Keep trying.
Final thoughts to that and the people that were in that church.
Yeah, completely unfair, completely unconstitutional to disrupt a worship service like that. I'm all for freedom of the press. We must have that. But it doesn't mean they get to go and break the Constitution. Again, we have judges. That judge would not sign the warrant for his arrest. And we need to have these activist judges recalled.
All right. That is State Rep from Minnesota, Peggy Bennett. She's also running for governor. Thank you. We do appreciate that. Good to see you.